Long ago, before our grandfathers were born, when the moon still came close enough for children to whisper their wishes to it, there lived a great king named Nana. His kingdom was rich with gold, cocoa, and laughter. The rivers flowed proudly, and the drums of danger never slept. But there was something strange about the chief's household. He had everything: power, wealth, servants, but his only daughter, Abena, was his greatest challenge. Abena was beautiful beyond words. Her eyes shone like morning dew, and her voice was as soft as the evening breeze. Yet, her heart was full of pride. Whenever the village girls gathered to fetch water, Abena refused to go. "I am the daughter of a chief," she said. "Let the others carry pots on their heads. My hands are too fine for that." If a visitor greeted her, she barely replied. If a young man admired her, she laughed loudly so others would hear. Her father, the chief, grew worried. One night, he called her and said gently, "My daughter, beauty like a river. It shines, but it can also flood and destroy if not controlled." But Abena smiled. "Father, everyone loves me. Even the sun smiles when I wake." Nana Kwabena sighed deeply. He prayed that one day, life itself would teach her what pride could not let her see. That year, Danger held its great festival, a time when neighboring chiefs came with their sons and daughters to dance, feast, and find love. Abena shone like the moon that night. Her gown was woven from gold thread, and her beads sang as she walked. Young men from many lands lined up to greet her. The first, a brave warrior, bowed low and said, "Princess Abena, I wish to know your heart." She laughed loudly. "Your sandals are torn. Go fix them before speaking of hearts." The second was a scholar from a distant land. "I may not be rich," he said, "but I have wisdom that can build a kingdom." She turned her face away, then used that wisdom to buy new clothes. The crowd laughed. The chief felt ashamed, but he said nothing. Later that night, as fireworks filled the sky, a quiet man arrived, a traveler, dressed simply, carrying a small drum made of animal hide. He did not bow or boast. He sat by the fire and began to play. Boom, boom, boom. The rhythm floated through the air like wind through palm leaves. Soon, even the proud Abena turned her head. When the drumming stopped, the stranger looked at her and said softly, "You have the beauty of the morning, but the pride of the storm. Be careful, princess. Both can blind the eyes that see." The crowd gasped. Who dare speak to the chief daughter like that? Abena's face burned with anger. "Who are you to speak to me so?" He bowed humbly. "Only a traveler who listens to hearts, not faces." The chief, intrigued, asked, "Traveler, what's your name?" He replied, "I am Kweku, son of the road. I play my drum where I am welcomed." The chief nodded. "Then stay and play for us tomorrow." That night, Kweku slept near the palace. Abena could not stop thinking about Wes. The next morning, Abena went secretly to fetch water, something she hadn't done in years. At the river bank, she saw Kweku helping an old blind woman wash a calabash. He spoke kindly to her, making her laugh. When Abena approached, he greeted her with respect, not flattery. The old woman said, "Ah, my daughter, beauty fades like smoke, but a good heart lasts forever." Abena smiled faintly, something stirring inside her. She asked the stranger, "Will you teach me to play the drum?" He looked surprised. "The drum speaks only to those who listen. Can you listen without pride?" Abena nodded slowly. I will try." From that day, they met at the river each morning. Kweku taught her rhythm, "Dumb, dumb, dumba." But he also taught her patience, humility, and laughter. When she made a mistake, he didn't scold her. He simply said, "Even the drum must be torn before it sings." Abena began greeting the villagers with kindness. She helped the old, played with the children, and even joined the women at the well. The village whispered, "Our princess has changed." Weeks later, news spread that a drought has struck nearby villages. The chief of danger called a council meeting. Kweku the traveler suggested, "Let us drown for rain, but not with pride, with humility." The elders agreed. Abena asked to join them. That night, under the dark sky, the people gathered. Abena held a drum and played gently beside Kweku. She closed her eyes and whispered, "May the heavens forgive my pride. Let rain bless our land." Months later, lightning flashed, thunder roared, and rain began to pour. The people danced and shouted, "The princess has brought the rain." But Kweku only smiled and said, "It was not the princess, it was the humble heart that called the crowds." The next morning, Kweku was gone. Only his drum remained with a message carved inside. To the one who learned that pride kills the heart and the humility heals it. I am Kweku, Prince of Adanse. I came in disguise to find a woman whose beauty is matched by her heart. Abena fell to her knees and wept. She realized that the poor drummer had been a prince testing her spirit. The chief comforted her, saying, "You have passed the test, my daughter. The greatest lesson is not learned in comfort, but in humility." Months later, during the harvest festival, a royal delegation arrived. Drums thundered, trumpets sounded. Kweku, now in a royal robes, walked proudly into the courtyard. He looked at Abena and said, "The river I once thought has become calm and clear. Will you walk beside me forever?" With tears of joy, Abena bowed before him and replied, "I was blind with pride, but your patience opened my eyes. I will walk with you humbly." Their wedding lasted 7 days and nights. The people of danger rejoiced, and from that day, the kingdom flourished with peace and laughter. Abena used her new position to teach every young girl, pride may make you look tall, but it leaves you hurt and